Thanks for joining me once again. We're another week into the project and we're getting very close to wrapping it up. This week I want to share with you my 10 quick tips to save you a ton of time and money when renovating, so let's get into it. Tip number 1. When pulling your place apart, save everything you can think of that might be remotely valuable. Light shades, mirrors, windows, doors, basins, you name it. Put them up on Facebook Marketplace or something similar. Even if you put the items up for say $5, it's money in your pocket, but more importantly, it saves you from having to go to the tip, and it's great to reduce waste and let someone else restore or repurpose what is useless to you. Tip number 2. When shopping for parts, just buy everything, provided the store has a simple refund policy. If you're not sure what screws or bolts you need, just purchase a pack of everything. Only open the pack that you need when you're doing the job, and then return the rest. I do this when buying things like silicone, screws, gap filler, paint rollers, or anything when I'm not certain of the size or quantity. Come the end of the project, just return the rest and get your money back. Be aware that this may not be possible for items such as paint that is being tinted. This tip can save you countless trips to the hardware store. Tip number 3. Be aware of real value versus perceived value. There is real value in painting the inside of cupboards. It looks nice and the paint protects the internals. But you won't get a higher sale price or more rent by spending extra money on paint, and you won't make a return on the countless hours you spend painting in there. It'll look great, there is real value, but nobody really cares. I've never heard of someone not buying or renting a place because the cupboard internals weren't painted. Another example is the electrical switchboard. I could have easily gone all out and upgraded the entire switchboard to be a fancy steel panel. But the small plastic enclosure is to Australian standards, does the exact same thing, and will make absolutely zero difference to the value of the property or rental return. An example of perceived value is changing handles. This is relatively cheap and easy to do and can brighten the space up and make it look fresh. People are more likely to see the sparkle in the handles and they perceive the place to be newer or better than it is. These new handles aren't creating any real value. They just look nice. That is what I mean by real value versus perceived value. Tip number 4 is shop smart. When purchasing items, shop around, look for deals, bundle items together that are from the same store. See if manufacturers are offering cashbacks. Check if your government is offering rebates. And if you're smart with your credit card, you can collect bulk credit card points too. I was able to do this for the air conditioner, receiving $250 cashback from the manufacturer. And our electricity supplier by installing a smart receiver, scoring me $200 back on a rebate. Learn some unlicensed skills such as flooring or painting. YouTube is probably the best teacher, and if you're trying to stick to a tight budget, getting your hands dirty can be a great way to save a few bucks. Not only that, but I also find that being able to do a few things yourself reduces the time aspect of the project. This is what I love about it. You're not waiting around for other trades or people to do something that you can do yourself. Plus, you can feel an element of achievement or accomplishment by doing things yourself. Tip number 6. Tidy up and cover up. This one is so simple but can save you loads of time and money. If you're keeping the floor, for example, simply sweeping it regularly can save it being damaged from something like a screw being walked on or caught under a swinging door. Or you may be keeping a vanity or cupboard. Throw a drop sheet on it to prevent paint marks or scratches. You don't want to create work where no work is required. Tip number 7. Follow up with trades. If you're ready to progress with the project ahead of schedule, it never hurts to call and ask the trades if they can get you in earlier. There is every chance that one of their clients has had to push their date, or they could have had a cancellation opening a spot up for you. This can easily save you days or weeks off your project, and you know what they say, time is money. Tip number 8. After a trade is finished, make sure they have done what they said they would. If you found poor workmanship that isn't a deal breaker, let them know before you pay the remainder of the balance. Perhaps they will be willing to knock a bit of money off the price to save them going back there to fix it. Better still, propose this as an option to them. I did this when a floor polisher damaged a cupboard while sanding the floor. My cabinet maker said a new door would cost $100 and the floor sander knocked this off the price. The damage was minimal and out of sight, so I didn't bother fixing the door and I put $100 in my pocket. On this current project, the oven did not fit in the cabinetry hole and there was a large gap near the kickboard. I negotiated $150 off the price with the cabinet maker and fixed both issues myself in about 30 minutes. Tip number 9. Even if you have a property manager, advertise the property yourself. If you find your own tenant, for example, your property manager should waive or reduce the usual letting fee. You'll also cut down on the time it takes from the project being finished to when your tenant can move in by having this all prepared ahead of time. I've been able to secure a tenant and lock in a move-in date, which has saved me 1 week's of rent, the usual letting fee, the associated taxes, advertising costs, and up to 2 weeks in what it would have taken to find a suitable tenant. This totals about $1,000 in savings. Still be sure to have your property manager conduct the usual background and job security checks, as you want to be sure they are who you want living in your property. Tip number 10, have fun, because if you're not having fun, what is the point? There will be the usual hiccups and hurdles, but if you're expecting a few of these, when they show up, you won't be surprised. Thanks for sticking with me to the end. I really hope you found some value in what I shared with you. Even if only 1 or 2 tips were useful for you, I hope that they save you a few bucks or a few hours on your project. If you like the video, be sure to like it up and do all the good things, subscribe with notifications, share it around, and join me on my socials for more trading and property updates. Until next time, catch you later.